We begin today's recording by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are on. I am on Burrawang land. Where are you, Breezer?
I am on the land of the Djajarurrung people.
We pay our respects to the elders past and present and extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who are tuning in today.
And wherever you're listening to the potty today, make sure you know whose land you're on. Join us each week for some booze-free banter about life without booze.
If you're entertaining cutting back your booze by a day, a week, a month, or for the rest of your life, we would love for you to tune in.
Buckle up and come along for a ride that may just change your life. If any of today's conversations have been triggering, please reach out to your local support centre in Australia. That is Lifeline 131114.
It started with a little giggle.
It's been too long, mate. So what are you drinking today?
You know what? I've actually lost my can because I chucked it straight in the bin. I've got a Le Blanc. Do you know, actually, quick story, one of our listeners, who's a really good friend of mine, she calls Le Blanc Matt LeBlanc now too.
So this is the Altina.
The Altina. She calls it Matt LeBlanc. Anyway, I'm drinking Altina LeBlanc in a glass, and it's delicious. What have you got?
Well, I've ripped out the fancy cocktail Great Gatsby glass, and I'm on the Altina La Vie in a Rosé, and I'm loving life. It's nice and chilled, and it's crisp, and it's delicious.
Oh, looks it amazing. Get into it.
Yeah, Altina's got, I know, how good is it? Altina got some things like on the horizon. I don't know if we can say it yet, so we won't. But yeah, there's some big things coming this year, and we cannot wait to be a part of it. So thank you, Altina.
We love you.
What do our listeners get, Mazo?
They get 10% off when they use the discount code BFB10 at checkout, and you can find them at
www.altinadrinks.com.
Yes. We love you, Altina.
Beso.
Breezer.
I'm just about to have a slurp of my
Yes.
Altina. One moment, please.
Those glasses are so fancy pants, but you've really got to hold them steady, don't you?
You do. Yeah.
I love that. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Cheers, cheers,
cheers. Cheers, 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 everyone.
End of the first month of 2023. My goodness. And all the school kids are back today. So I actually haven't jumped on social media, but I'm sure there'll be lots of memes out on social media saying kids are back at school. Let's get on the wines or something like that.
Rip into it.
But yeah, 1 month down.
Yeah, how about that? Lickety split. How's it been going so far?
Yeah, great. Yeah, good. Good. I was actually observing my January because, as you know, I've had drinks here and there, especially in December.
Yeah.
And in January, I had in total had 3 alcoholic beverages, but it was really interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't I had them just to be social, I think.
Okay.
With other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I doing this? Yeah.
What's the point?
What's the point?
Yeah, what did you come up with?
Well, I went to Blackman's Brewery in Ocean Grove, and they had no alcohol-free drinks.
Okay.
So I just wanted to have a delicious beer. So I had a delicious beer.
Yeah.
That was okay. That was nice.
Mm.
And then I had a champagne with a friend just because she offered, and we hadn't seen each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And there was one other, obviously a non-event. Oh, no, I had a ginger beer.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Again, just because I bought all this booze for Christmas Day for family.
Yeah.
And I went nuts. I went and bought all these
Not like you.
varieties. I'm like, oh, instead of buying a slab or something, I went and bought all these different varieties for my guests, but no one really drank much. So they're still in my fridge for people when they want them if they're coming over. But I had a sneaky ginger beer the other day, and I normally don't crumble over temptation like that.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, just made me think, why am I doing this? Breezer, why are you doing this?
Yeah, right. What did you come up with?
Well, there's just I wanted the taste.
Yeah,
I actually wanted a yummy drink, and non-alcohols weren't on offer at that point in time.
And did it make you feel good? Did it release some serotonin?
No. I was there for the taste, and I actually and which we can talk about, Higher Sobriety by Jill Stark.
Yes, yes, yes.
And Jill wrote, so her first version was High Sobriety, and which we both read and loved. And her second one is Higher Sobriety, which she's added 3 chapters, which is basically a summary of what's happened in the last 10 years since she wrote High Sobriety. And she spoke about her experience of going back to drinking. And I was sort of going, oh, that could be me. Like, I'm on that sort of cusp, I feel.
Right.
Like, why am I having these just one random alcoholic beverage? Like,
just a
I'm not numbing anything. Like, it's not going to do anything to me. So I'm like, why are you doing this breather?
Yeah,
I think it was purely for the taste and convenience of it being there. But I'm just like, you don't need that. Anyway,
like, you're not sniffing it out.
I'm not sniffing it out. Nah.
And one's not enough to do much. Like, do you feel buzzy?
No.
You're not getting any, like...
Nah.
Do you get a headache afterwards or anything?
No.
Just another. It's just a void. It's just a glass of void.
I don't know, Meso.
How funny.
But yeah.
I'm impressed the way that you're observing this and the way that you've gone about it with your new moderation. You said it, timestamped our app the other day that you would have all listened to the other day of how you why you drink and all the education that you have and the tools in your tool belt, that you don't drink to numb, don't drink to, or for all the reasons, to blackout drunk or get shit faced and all the things. Like, it's really impressive.
However, thank you, Meso. I appreciate that. I do appreciate your words and thoughts. However, I was watching a video on Instagram the other day. I can't think of his name. James. He's a Brisbane fella living in America. Yeah, and he did a video about saying how just one alcoholic drink can disrupt your sleep. I'm like, no, damn it. And actually, I'm going to leave some notes about James and his 90-day booze-free experiment study that he's doing in conjunction with Washington University. Yeah. And I haven't prepared anything for this podcast, so I'm going to leave everything in the show notes because it starts, it starts tomorrow, so it's probably too late, folks. It starts on the 1st of Feb.
We'll circle back.
But what about you, Meso? Talk to me. How's the start of the year been for you?
Yeah, top notch. I've been to Elton John.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, it's so good. So what have I been to? Billy Joel and Elton John this year. What do you mean?
The old school boy club.
Yeah. Incredible. Like, he's just iconic. He's like done 51 shows. Was it 51 or 52 shows in Victoria? Like, he's been touring since before I was born. Like 71 he started touring, like off the charts. And yeah, it was quite emotional. It was beautiful. It was fun, up and about. We knew every song. Like, it was just great. He's just a legend, and he's just so well connected. Like, I can't believe that they have all the videos and you see all the people that he's, kicked it with, and it's like, oh my God. And the crowd, like the wide age diversity of the crowd. Like, there was young punks, there was old punks, there was everyone in between. Like, it was amazing. So, but yeah, band t-shirts are my new favourite thing now. Merch, our our shirts, the Good Humans Factory gratitude shirt. What have we got? The Mojo Crow Own Your Story. And now I'm just going to be rocking band t-shirts. It's a new thing. You do that. You wear merch.
Love merch. Love a bit of merch. I love, I try and scum merch off my clients. It's good advertising, but just like good hoodies, beanies. Yeah. Subby holders.
Yeah. Love that. The bucket hat. Little quick tip, actually. I should leave this for the reco, but I'll pop it in here because I've got a reco later. When you are going to get merch, when you are at a band, get it first. Get it before the lineups, because everyone's after the event, they're up and about and they want to go get their merch, and the lineups go for days. So get it as soon as you get there.
Right.
Avoid the crowd, avoid the lineup.
Love that. Welcome tip. And here's a little fun fact about Elton John.
Yeah. What do you got?
So sober for I think 30 years.
EJ. Bang. See?
That's why he's still touring.
Yeah. It's like 71, isn't he?
It's like, he's in his 70s,
yeah. Rocking it. And it was like 40 degrees. It was melting, and he's in his tuxedo and sweating enough. And yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts.
What experience?
Can I just say, though, I don't know whether you've seen any, we should probably insert the Molly Meldrum, bring him in for a shame story.
I saw it. What was all that about, mate? So just tell our listeners what happened.
Yeah, that was on the Friday night. So I went on the Saturday night and I didn't even know about it people had said to me, "I hope you didn't see Molly's willy." I'm like, "What?" Anyway, I only just saw it on a YouTube clip before. I don't know what he's gotten on stage, whether he's been invited up. Molly's got on, he started banging on the piano next to Elton, and Elton's front trying to shoo him off, dropped his pants, got his willy out and started swinging his willy, and then turned around and gave everyone a moonshine. Like, the security guard's kind of trying to work out what's got, like, is Molly doing that sober? Do you think Molly's got a whole lot of regret? I reckon he's got hanging a whole lot of shame on that.
Oh, we need to get him on the body. Yeah. We need to get him on. Well, I saw it through Danny Carr from How Quit Alcohol. She was at the concert.
Oh, she was there. Yeah.
And she had she was right near Molly, actually. She was like front seat VIP.
Wow.
And she she had footage of him, like, from her iPhone, of him climbing up on the stage. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then I saw a bit like she blacked his bum out, I think. Covered his bum up.
Molly.
But he really got amongst it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's doing that sober, and I just wonder whether he would be full of regret going, "What, I just did that at an Elton John concert?" Like,
I need to Google that.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, it's something that I'll talk about. Like, one of the questions that we talk about, or something I raised, is one thing that I'm glad that I'm not anymore is impulsive and dangerous.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, that would have been an impulsive thing if he had a skinful and gone, yeah, that's a good idea. And then just the shame that he would feel. He might not. He might be wrapped. He's, you know.
15 minutes of fame. He's back on TV.
Maybe we should be cheering for him. I don't know. It's not something. But the girls aren't getting their flaps out and flapping them around, are they?
No. Although I did see it once at a Vanilla Ice concert.
Oh, VIP.
I got up
you dance.
Yeah, to dance. And because they were just getting people on stage dance, whatever. And
don't gloss over that. You just dance with Vanilla Ice.
Well, it was a competition, right? So they were trying to find, like, a dance chick to tour with him, right? So, and they were going off on crowd applause. And so this other bird got up on stage. And she started stripping off. Like, she got her gear off. And obviously the crowd went nuts. So I was robbed because I kept my dignity. But yeah, she got her bits out. Yeah.
Regina Phalange flapping about.
Yeah. Loved it. Yeah.
Wow. So maybe we're missing out. Maybe we need to do that. Maybe
2023. Year of the flaps. Watch this space, folks. But
hate to play with a pair of flaps.
Speaking of 2023, we have sort of we've had a discussion, haven't we, Meso, about the potty.
Yes.
In terms of, because in season 1, folks, you would remember we had Shame Story. And Shame Story was all about shameful stuff we had done whilst on the piss. And then we sort of flipped it around. We thought maybe we should do something a little bit more lighthearted, because shame stories can be really hard and quite dark. Yeah. So we flipped it on its head. We'll do a confession session, because that could be anything. That could be something mischievous you did, just something you're not so proud of, whatever it may be. A bit more lighthearted. But then we thought, why don't we give ourselves the option of each episode and our guests if they want to play shame story or confession session.
Yeah.
So I've put my hand up today, mate. Someone selected it. I hope you're ready.
Well, let's be honest, most of mine are shame, mate. So
today we're kicking off with a shame story.
You gotta have shame on your name. Shame on your name. You gotta figure it out. Oh, they're gonna know.
Okay.
Okay, Breeza, what do you got?
Well, this was actually upon reflection, Meso. I spoke about it. When was it? I think it was last ep. I spoke about the party I'd been to back in December, a friend's 40th, with, a great bunch of people that I used to party with quite a lot. And I felt a little bit like an outsider because I wasn't drinking. And I'm sure there was no intent behind that from anyone at the party. But I looked back, Meso, at my partying days, or just boozy days, and I thought I used to avoid and dodge with intent anyone who wasn't at my level, or who wasn't participating, or who wasn't drinking or doing whatever. I would not want to be near them. And you're putting your hand up as well,
yep.
Meso.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
like, it really made me go, oh, you're a bitch. Like, I didn't want to bar with anyone else if they weren't in my little, gang of stupidity and just like coming along for the ride. I was like, don't want to bar with you.
Yeah.
I would have dissed so many people.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, it makes me just go, well, that's not you deep down.
No, that's not you as a core as a human. You bring everyone in, include everybody.
Yeah.
But that's what carry on.
No, I was just going to say, so yeah, it just made me think, about this shame story today. And it just made me think I put my hand up, guilty as charged. I would not want to be around anyone. If they weren't drinking, not my mate.
We're not mates.
Not mates.
Blow in the bag. I want to see how much you've had and we'll decide if we're mates or not.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Right.
so it probably needs an apology as well. But yeah, sorry to people that I just didn't give a second chance or didn't give you the time of the day because I was too focused on drinking and getting up to mischief.
I don't think
you're a pork chop.
That's a huge one to admit, Breezer. So thank you for that. It's like a little it's hard to reconcile with that person that was drinking because it's not who you are, isn't it? Oh, cringe. It's you wouldn't be absolutely on your own. Absolutely not, Breezer. I think most people are exactly the same. I'm sure I definitely was, but I'm sure most boozy people are. They're not inviting randoms into their group of people, are they?
No.
Nah.
Not at all.
I'm the same. So yeah, I would have. Yeah, so I'd probably second that and say I'm sorry to the people that I left out or bullied out or shunned.
Just
or,
elbowed
yeah,
out of the way.
Totally. Oh God.
Over to you, mate.
Thanks, mate. I remember. Yeah, thanks. I think I've told the story about when we were at a Christmas party over in the UK. It was at Butlins, and I remember we dressed up as Kiss. Do you remember me telling that story? And then I was rolling around like 5 o'clock the next day. Oh, I don't know, 10 a.m. the next day with half a face of Kiss paint. And I was thinking about this story, and I remember one of our really good friends. She was part of that group, part of our Kiss team, and two of the girls actually they wanted to wash their makeup off, and I got really upset about it. I got really cranky about it, almost to the point that I nearly cried. And this has just popped into my head with what you're saying. I was so upset that they weren't wanting to stay on my level and be dressed up and stay in makeup and. Like, I just couldn't believe they wouldn't want to be on my level. Anyway, that particular night, my story is that I wanted to we ended up back at one of the rooms. And the hard thing with these shame stories is that I don't remember. So it's a really short and sharp story, really.
Few gaps.
Lots of gappage. And I'm like, do we block that out or is it blackouts? I think it might be a bit of both sometimes as well. I don't know how it happened, but me and one of the guys, I was on one side of the room and he was on the other side of the room, and we started throwing the plates around like frisbees, and that was funny until we started getting really aggressive about it and throwing crockery and plates at each other's heads and just breaking cutlery, like crockery, like plates and bowls. This is
who kicked it off?
Probably me.
Yeah,
most likely me. Thinks it's a great joke. Yeah, catch this frisbee the plate, and then started like piffing them to each other's head. So dangerous. And I do remember, and I can still see it. One of my friends, same friend that wanted to wash their face off, and I was,
hating her.
I do beg your pardon.
You were hating her.
No, at that time, but I do distinctly remember her and another friend just cringing, going, "Oh, like."
Too far, Maso.
Yeah,
Like I can imagine you doing it, and you would have been had the best, biggest smile on your face, loving life,
having the greatest time,
greatest time ever.
Yeah, having the greatest time of my life, piffing plates at each other's heads and breaking stuff, and that was the whole point. I love breaking stuff. I don't like breaking stuff on a normal day when I'm sober. Like, who's doing that? And I still remember, and I still feel such shame and regret that I put people in that position, and they would have just been looking at me going, what are you doing? Like, but I was, this is what happens. It's like, Molly, that was a great joke. Come along with me. Let me wave me willy around and flash me bum. Whereas the rest of the world's going, oh,
yeah,
no good, mate. No good, Robbo. Yeah.
Oh,
I hate it.
what do we say? What do we say, Maso? It wouldn't have happened if we weren't hammered. So true. It's so true.
Okay.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Maso.
It's okay. Thank you for listening.
I'm glad that all the crockery and plates and everything's safe now.
I'll be interested to see. I need a little reminder whether anyone was actually injured. They probably were. There was probably claret. I can't remember.
A bit of claret.
Sorry.
Bit of a splinter, a bit of a porcelain plate in the finger.
I replace all that stuff as well.
I know.
Stupid.
Yep. So what are we talking about today? What are we talking about?
We're talking about who are we off the piss?
Yeah. Who are we?
Oh, let me tell you about it.
I love thinking about this one, Maso, because
I
don't think a lot of people would know because they haven't had that time. I mean, there's a lot of people that would know. I don't want to class everyone into that category. But like we started drinking when we were 14, 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which scares the bejeebers out of me. My son's 10. He's 10.
Oh, mate.
So that's not a lot of you don't know who you are when you're 14 or 15 before you hit a piss, really, do you?
No way.
So how have you gone about, like, what have you found? How have you gone about discovering it? Talk to me. Tell me about who are you, Maso?
Who am I? Well, can I tell you what I've written down? It's in no particular order. Like I was just jotting down things that I've discovered about myself since removing alcohol. So, and I know we talk about these connections and things. I'll rattle off a few and then you have a hit out.
Rattle away.
I'll rattle away. So I found myself, I have like connections with people, and I know we've talked about that. Like I have connections with crew at work, and even when I was walking around Burleigh Hill, this elderly gentleman came along and he was talking to me about how he used to run and he was standing for, anyway, went on this whole big tangent. He was talking to me for ages, and I was so happy standing there listening. And, oh, hi, Loki and Chili. Hey. Breeze's dog and daughter have just walked in the room. Chili's a jug, yeah?
She's a jug, crazy jug. Jack Russell Cross hug.
Hello, darling.
Sorry, mate. So, yeah.
No,
so
old mate's having a yarn. And there was a time I would have been like, hurry up, mate, or wrap it up because I want to get this walk out of the way and get to brunch for Bubbles. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And now I was so happy to just stand and listen and really be engaged with him. And he loved it. Who's taking the time for this 80-year-old gent who told me how he used to run and now he can't run anymore, but, you know, went through the whole story. I just thought I've just got more space for people. I've got more time for people because it's not bogged down with my own stress of like booze and alcohol and I'm not chasing piss anymore, you know?
Credit, yep. Not chasing piss.
So that's my first point. So I'm not in a hurry to leave. I actually want to stop and have those really beautiful moments and engagement with people that I make a difference in their day because I've stopped to listen and they've made a difference in my day and I've learnt something about someone new.
Love that. I love that, mate. Can I just chime in?
Yeah, chime away.
That was the first thing that I had written down. A little bit different. No. So I'd written down more patient.
Yes.
And I'm like, I am a stickler for, being on time. And if you're not on time, I start getting, a bit twitchy because I need you to be on time so we can get to the event and we can start drinking. So you're late. You're, cutting into my drinking time.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm like, I don't care if you're late. I don't need to be there at a certain time. I'm happy if you're a little bit late. And like what you said, taking the time, because you've got time to talk to people because you're not rushing off to get to the bar. Like, you're not like fanging for a drink. So you've got time to stop and smell the roses. You don't need to be anywhere at a particular time if you're out and about because you're not chasing piss. I'm writing that down. Not chasing piss. But isn't true, mate. So, like, I get you because I feel exactly the same. And I'm sure some of our listeners will be going, yeah, like, you know, when you're on the sniff for another drink, nothing's getting in your way.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my way.
I'm not going to stop and talk to you in the line. I'm not going to stop and talk to you if you walk past me. I'm on a mission. I'm a woman on a mission, and I'll get my bloody drink and come back and not miss a song. So, yeah, isn't that incredible?
Yeah, I love that you were the same. What's the first one at the top of your list? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Love that. I've got goosebumps actually thinking about it. I love that. Oh, amazing.
Back to you.
We'll go hit for hit.
Yeah.
No,
okay. We do that.
Yeah. I'm not thinking about booze all the time and if I should drink, if I shouldn't drink, and the deals that you do with yourself and how much I should drink. And I just, like we've talked about, just time. I just have, you said it in one of the first episodes, eating up the day. I just have so much time for creativity, for people, for myself to reflect, and self-awareness. My self-awareness now, I've written, is richly developed. I feel like I'm aware of my actions and behaviors and how it affects others, and I honor myself and understand my self-worth now because I've got more time. It's not just doused in piss. I've got a clear mind to really reflect, and self-awareness is a big thing for me. And okay, you'll go.
Well, you just, as you're saying stuff, you're just making me think of stuff that pops up. The time thing. So I recently took the kids down the beach in the first part of January. And once we were out that door, like once we're out of home down in Ocean Grove, we didn't get back home till the sun had gone down. So we were out adventuring. We were rock pooling. We were just out and about because it's beautiful weather. Sun didn't go down till 9:30 because I had no reason to go home and start drinking piss. Normally I'd be like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. I'm getting a bit thirsty, kids. Come on, wrap it up. Get off the beach. Let's go. Like, I shit you not, me. So, geez, we're sweary today. I think we're excited. Wrap it about.
I know.
Altina's giving me a buzz. I think it's got no alcohol in it, Pete, by the way. But I genuinely, and I was hearing conversations around me, May, so people in the street, just people around going, oh, we need to get home, we'll crack a beer. We need to go home for a drink. And I was that person, Meso, and it's just opened up a whole new world for me that there's life after 5 p.m. at night outside doing stuff with the children. Or like I'd drive to Point Lonsdale like 7 o'clock at night, like, let's get in the car, go for a drive, kids.
Oh,
I could just do that.
Yeah.
There was nothing to keep me at home because there's no booze there.
Yeah.
I had no reason to go home and crack a can.
Well, and also, like you think about the amount of time that you would have spent lining up at bottle shops on those public holidays to fill the esky, the ice, like that. It's like another little family you've got to bring along. Is making sure you've got enough alcohol for your day or for your adventure. You plan your day around drinking, and then it's a write-off, and then you feel like shit. That's just and 100%. Now you just open up that space that you, from not drinking at the end of the day, you're about to start another adventure at the end of the day. Like, incredible. I can still
drive. Otherwise, I'd be stuck at home because it's just me and the kids. And the other, to add on to that, I woke up every morning and saw the sunrise and went for an hour walk on the beach. I haven't done that ever when I've been at the beach, ever. 8 days in a row, May, so didn't miss a beat.
Oh, I love this, Bree. That you sent me. I got so many of your sunrises. You were like, here she is. Like a beautiful little sunrise photo because you knew I'd be awake at the same time. We're sharing the same sunrises. It was gorgeous. And that liquid honey for your heart from the sunshine, there's just such a... And I find sunrises, I love sunrise. I prefer them over sunsets because everyone's at a sunset.
Same.
Sunrises, it is so quiet and still and pure and no one's around, and it's like it's something really special and healing and stunning about a sunset because not everyone's getting up for sunrise. I mince my words a lot on this podcast. I've listened back and I butcher a lot of stuff. And I'll actually say this, I think it was in that December ep I put on there about asking people, I don't know what ep it was actually, do you feel as good as you look? Do you remember that? I actually said, do you look as good as you feel?
Oh, did you? I say I didn't notice.
Butchered it. Oh, anyway. I was glad you didn't
Don't come at us, Pete.
Anyway, they're cracker. I love those, Breather. Making more memories instead of losing memory. Oh, quote.
Another quote. I'm jotting it down. Making memories. You said quote before you even got it out. That's a good one.
It's a goodie.
Tattooed on me.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh, losing memories. That's a good one. All right, over to you.
Okay. I cry, but I don't stay as sad and as miserable as I used to. So if I was wobbly, I'd just write the day off and get on the piss and just band-aid the shit out of it. Now I'll have a little, rosé all day. And it was an excuse, perfect excuse. Oh, I feel sad. Wah. I'm just going to go straight to the bottle shop, get 3 bottles of rosé and just get on it for the day. But now I just, have a cry, phone a friend, journal, do whatever I need to do and move through it and heal and just, that's it's incredible. Yeah, it's huge. Yep. So, I move through wobbles quicker. And also, I live in gratitude for everything daily. And food. Was I talking about the food thing the other day, taking time to eat food?
No.
So
tell me.
So before you have a meal, have gratitude for it. Think about where it's come from. Did I say this? I didn't see this on list. I must have it on list.
Must be on list.
So you can use this as a reco as well. So when you get that food, think about where it's come from the farmer. If I think about the little farmer and their little family at the end of the day, he's had a big hard day out, grown his veggie crop or whatever, and then, the deliverers, the packers that goes to the supermarket, all the hands that it's gone through to come to my table, and just think about that and just be really grateful for it and all the flavours and colours and how lucky we are to have this fresh produce. Like, how amazing is food? Instead of scoffing food, just taking the time to be grateful for it. Instead of, I was just had to have food and wine. Like,
one for what?
Yeah. Not taking any time, just had to have booze with food and not really thinking about what I was doing. It was just
down the hatchet, bag on. You just reminded me, Meso, today, I had a Elkie. I was in the office and Elkie went down to the cafe downstairs and got an orange juice. I'm like, just get me a little treat. So she got me a lemon slice.
Oh, yum!
And lemon slice, homemade lemon slice is the best. So this was from a cafe, and I was eating it. And I'm like, this has been frozen. Which, they obviously have to store it and that. But it made me think, I'm like, I wonder who cooked this and how long ago and what it was like when it was fresh. I actually thought that because it was like, it wasn't still frozen, but you could tell it had been frozen.
Right.
Frozen that day. So there you go. That's funny. You brought up that.
Yeah, that is funny.
Food.
We had a thought. You thought about it. It's like some little nanna's made this in a little kitch.
Yeah. I thought that. So what did you have then? More or less wowy? Or you move through wows?
I don't have to call the ambulance anymore.
Yeah. or the slab of rosé.
Yeah.
I know you'll have this one too, I reckon, Meso. More confident.
Oh,
just loving myself sick. And that could be down to some of your content too, Meso.
Bless your heart.
But I am rocking the bikini on the beach and not giving a shit. Like, I'm just like, whatever. But it's more about body image. It's how you're feeling inside.
Yeah.
And also having the confidence to talk to people at events that you may not have necessarily talked to without a skinful of piss. So now I'm feeling more confident because I'm not going, am I going to stuff this conversation up? Or what point do I go and cut in on their conversation? I'll have another beer. So now I'm just so more confident because I know I'm going to remember the conversations. I'm not going to be a dick either. I'm not going to say something I'm going to regret, hopefully. So I have that. I back myself, I suppose.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. What a great positive benefit from not drinking.
Totally.
Yes.
I couldn't agree with you more, mate. I'm definitely more confident and more confident with guys too.
Yes, you are.
I really am.
You are.
I'm not being chosen. I choose, and it's great.
You've got the power.
I really do, and I wouldn't have had that. I don't think I would have done that if I was drinking. I would have had to get real loosey goosey.
Yeah,
but no, it's great. So I'm saying here for my next one, like I think and I feel deeply and I'm open for learning and I look for the lessons
Yeah.
as well. Like,
Yeah.
so I was, for an example, like, I actually got this cracking little quote. Life's rejections are life's protections.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
That's a ripper.
yeah. So my thing is,
Ripper.
yeah. So if I'm getting rejected by a guy, not many, by the way.
Boom.
I'm
What a boss.
She's
boss.
going okay. So, but hypothetically, if I was,
Yeah. In the rare occasion if it was going to happen. Very unlikely, but if it did.
if it did, they're not meant for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I look about what the lesson is in that. Do you know what I mean? And
Well, they're clearly a psychopath.
but like, I just have to go, okay, well, okay, I'm going to be really straight with you here. I was using the dating apps heavily. Obviously, last year, I was using them to pep me up. I was using them to give me a lift, and I was very, very aware of what I was doing. And I was like, oh, I can really see how people become a sex addict here. So it can get really addictive. Yeah. And because there was a couple of times that guys didn't get back to me or whatever, I'm like, this is good. Here's the lesson. I have to sit by myself here. I can't keep chasing this or waiting for them to chase me back. I just have to be still and be in my own space and time instead of looking for that next hit, looking for that Band-Aid, looking for that alcohol to give me a rise, because it becomes addictive.
Absolutely.
So that lesson for them not being, it's not a rejection, it's life protection. They're not meant for me, made me have to stop and go, okay, what's the lesson here? Okay, you just have to be. You don't need to stop chasing that high. Just be in your own space. And does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're open. I suppose you've got more space for like personal development.
Correct. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm all about it. Yeah, totally. And I love that. And I just, you would never grow and learn and be open. It's being open to those. And I could have played the victim breather. I could have been poor me, like, we're allowed to protest things that have happened to us.
Yep.
But it's a choice whether we want to stay in that space and play the victim.
Absolutely.
Or go, okay, what's the lesson here for me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And be open to that and go, this is part of my growth. And as we say, there is no growth without pain.
Yes.
So
banging out of the quote.
Bringing the big dogs, aren't I? bringing the whole going. But if we were drinking, we wouldn't be open for that.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I think, there's a lot in that, mate. So like the growth, and you have gone through a massive amount of growth. And I think you've brought people along your journey as well. Like I feel through lists and just through general, your friendships that you are, you're setting the example that when shit doesn't go your way, you pick yourself off, dust yourself up, pick yourself up, dust yourself off. So now you bloody got your butchering words.
It's feet.
But you're doing it sober, which is bloody. I still just am amazed that you've done it all sober without going, fuck this, and just having like a blinder. Like I still am like, geez, she's sat through that pain, those painful emotions without numbing a thing. Mate, though. Like
it feels really
massive.
Thank you, mate. It does feel really, really powerful. Like it does feel really, really. It's a bit. I don't know. I feel like with new listeners are listening, they'll be like, "What are you talking about? What pain have you gone through?" And it's for those that don't know, or if you're just tuning in for the first time. I had a breakup last year, and after an 8-year situation, and a bit of a long story, and we're not going to touch it, but just to give you a little bit of a background on that. So yeah. But it was a lot. It was a lot. Thank you, Breezer. Thank you for that. It does feel. I do feel powerful. I feel strong. I feel, and it does feel like a superpower to do it sober. Yeah, because I've become so much more resilient. I've learnt more lessons than I could have by dousing stuff with booze, and I've grown so much. And as painful as that all was, I'm grateful for the experience, because if that didn't all happen, none of this would have happened. Like, this is all the lessons.
That's
And
right.
it's incredible. So my next one is, I look fresh and healthy from the inside out. Like, my actual essence of myself feels really pure. Like, and I now don't want to pollute my body with drugs or alcohol. You know how we've been talking about me wanting to dabble in edibles and mushies or acid. I don't want to do that. I really like my body being really pure. Like, I'm prioritizing my health, and I really like that. I like I want to prioritize my health. So your turn. Back to you.
Well, I was just touching on the health one. This year, so 2023, I don't like to make New Year's resolutions and all that, but I'm really being mindful of not darting, because I feel like I would dart socially.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was just become, and then I had that vape that night on the vape back in December. Really gave the vape a good touch up. I was like, no, what are you doing this for? This is stupid. So that's something that I'm really working on this year, is not to touch a dart.
Nice.
And so far, so good, which is good. There's been opportunities where I could have had a dart and I didn't. So that's something I'm really working on.
Yeah.
And the health thing, the sugar, the diet one for me is still a bit like, I just love eating sugar.
Me too.
So, you can't be 100% pure. Like, I just feel like that's unachievable.
Yeah.
So, having treats is fine, and probably having the occasional dart is fine, but I'm just I don't want it to sort of develop into, more than what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm being mindful of the sugar intake, because it's been very high.
High on the sugars.
Yes. So I had, sorry, go on.
No, you go. You
sure?
Yeah, 100%. All yours.
Righto. I had that I'm actually less gossipy, Meso.
Oh, less on the chit chat.
Less on. So I've had that I'm more chatty, but I'm less gossipy. So I'm chatting. My conversations are deeper. They're more interesting. I'm learning from them. I'm getting more out of them instead of gossiping.
I love this, mate.
Yeah, or talking about other people. I'm actually talking about things that I'm working on, or, listening to somebody else's story. I'm not sort of at that surface level, judgmental kind of, what do you call that? You're like, not wavelength. What's that? Frequency.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is a nice place to be out of. Because,
love that.
I used to sit around, have wines, and have a bit of gossip and but that has lessened. Not saying I don't do it at all. Like,
no,
I'll put my hand up, but certainly my conversations have changed in a positive way.
Yeah, that's so good. I love that. Have you found that's been a deliberate thing that you've tried to pull up on, or you're not sniffing around for it as much?
Well, a bit of deliberate, because I'm more, again, it's that work that you do on yourself. It's that work that you do, and then awareness, the self-awareness is massive. That's really come to the surface. So definitely the self-awareness and being deliberate about it. But I think organically it's happened as well.
Yeah. And
because I'm not sitting around talking and boozing. I'm actually doing other stuff. I might be doing an activity, or I'm doing something, I'm moving in my body, or doing something, I'm not just sitting there like a, sloth.
Yeah.
and boozing on and talking about this rubbish.
Yeah. And I think when you have that boozy head, you do get a bit loosey lips, don't you? Which you wouldn't probably normally do if you're sober. You're not like carrying on. You do get a bit like,
I've said shit that loose lips and ships.
Yeah.
And I've said shit that I regret. I don't remember saying it, but it's come back to me that I've said it. And I'm like, I said that. What else did I say? Like, that's something that I didn't want to tell people. Like, so I don't have that anymore, which is just so nice waking up and not going, shit, what have I said? Yeah,
how good. What a beautiful self-aware, self-introspection. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Back to me. I had a schoolmate and colleagues message me as well. So they're reaching out, just like connections with people. I would never be having these conversations with people. Like, that's amazing. Like,
why they're reaching out?
One of them was talking about their relationship with alcohol and wanting to get some support with, and wanting to say, did you struggle with alcohol? Has it been easy, in getting some advice? And I think as we say, most people have a complicated relationship with alcohol. We're very comfortable with where alcohol sat in our lives, and that's the whole point of the podcast, is to go, it's okay. Everyone's exactly the same. No one talks about it because everyone carries so much shame with it. So, and then another friend, an old colleague, he had messaged me happy birthday, and I said, thanks. And he goes, oh, P.S. I've been off the booze for 3 months. I was like, no way. So then we've connected. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm curious and say, tell me all about it. I'd love to hear your story. Like, I think if you're comfortable. And then he tells me, and it's gorgeous. Like, it's a beautiful, all the stories are exactly the same. Like, not taking away from anybody. They're not, sorry. Same theme.
Similar theme.
And it's beautiful to hear people get that discovery, and I love that, and that's what sobriety is bought. You know what I mean? Like, sobriety is such a gift. I love that. So it's also one thing I've noticed as well, like we talk about on the pod, is helping people, and it's not about, I don't know about you, Breezer, but I've really realised helping people, it's not about our ego. It's not about that validation going, oh yeah, look, we're winning, we're killing it. It's more so we love seeing and hearing people change their relationship with alcohol. It helps their life and their families and their health and all of that. The joy is in that, seeing them do that. That we get a kick out of seeing people improve. It's not the validation, is it?
No,
it's
not at all. No.
We have humility in this.
Yeah.
We love being part of that team. We love being part of that team. We're teammates in all of this.
And I think like the core essence of us starting the potty was just to have a yarn, because we're as a support for each other as well, I feel. And then like the messages started rolling in, and you're like, oh my God, this is actually making a difference in people's lives, which we didn't sit down and go, right, let's try it. Let's help people and pump ourselves up. Like, it was just all, we just wanted to chat to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Stoked to be part of it. But I love that. I love that.
So
and
stoked.
Yeah. What have you got? What's your next one?
Well, I love myself more.
Yeah.
Because I'm not hating on myself after a night on the piss.
Oh,
and I am the queen of self-loathing. Like, I'll just sparkle my crown. Like, I would self-loathe for the whole day the next day. It'd often be a text to my therapist, just say, oh, and she'd be like, okay, no one died, no one got hurt. You probably just spoke about yourself, blah, blah. So I don't have those days anymore, Meso, where I'm just like hating on myself and being so down on myself.
Yeah.
Those days are gone. So I'm just so up and about. Obviously, you have, naturally you're going to have down days and just, whatever. But I'm not, I'm not being so hard on myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any reason to.
Yeah.
Now I'm shining my halo, I'm obviously human and everyone has those days. But, I don't wake up on a Sunday or a Saturday going, oh, you've done it again, Breezer. You've done it again. So there's more love. There's more love for myself.
Oh, I love that.
I don't know if this is an age thing, and you might have an opinion here, Meso, but I genuinely care less about what people think of me.
Boom.
So is that an age thing? Now that we're in our 40s?
I think,
or is that just like not giving a shit because you're like, whatever, like me, you don't. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And I don't change it to somebody else because I haven't got booze there.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of column A to column B. I think we are deliberately always trying to look for ways to improve ourselves, and I think we fill our ears and our eyes with really helpful content with that self-worth, and it comes from self-respect and self-love and not worrying about what other people think. But that doesn't come naturally. Removing the alcohol helps that as well, I think, definitely, because you're not having that anxiety. Like, I've got it here, similar to you. I'm not that insecure, emotional mess that needed reassurance all the time, where I couldn't control my emotions. Do you know what I mean? I was pathetic. I was pathetic. So I'm not that person anymore.
We've all had a wow on the piss, and then you wake up next day going, oh my God, like I really dramatized that.
But even when I'm not drinking, because there's still alcohol bubbling around the system, and you're not even realizing that it's anxiety, midweek, and you're getting wobbly about this outfit that you're wearing, and you have a full meltdown that you look shit. there's none of that anymore, and I love that. But yeah, I think you're right. I think that over 40, they do talk about you just don't give a shit anymore, which is great. Isn't it
So
great?
good.
I love it.
So good.
Which is, I think, but that comes with the confidence that you're talking about, Breezer.
Yeah.
What you got next?
I'm pretty much out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just ramble on for a little bit.
Ramble away.
Ramble. Yeah. So I think about what I'm missing out on. Nothing. It's the exact same thing I did last time. So, it's the exact same messy, bender and loud obnoxiousness of oversharing, bullying people to get high and pesting them into doing stupid shit. And now I'm meeting new people, like you said. Like we're going to Jill Stark's book launch on a Monday night, a party on a Monday night. Who knew? We'll still be waking up fresh on a Tuesday. But there's going to be people there that I've never met before. And I'm excited to mingle with them. Whereas the same as what you were talking about at the start of the pod, Brie, in the shame story, is if we were rocking to that gig on the booze, we're in our little crew.
Totally.
No, the rest of the room doesn't matter.
You might meet a few chicks at the toilet and be their best mates.
Love to be the toilet time.
Do you also find, Meso, that when you're not drinking, you're actually spending more time with the people you want to? Because when you're on the piss, you're making random mates that you're probably never going to see again. You might, and you just like being their best mate for that night, and then you miss out on a night with your mates. Yes,
you're so right. Because I don't remember any time that I've swapped an Instagram or swapped phone numbers with a boozy person and circled back.
You might get a selfie.
And go, who was that? And same with what you said before. Like I'm calm, I'm at peace, the chaos is gone, I'm content, I'm happy, and I observe myself more and others.
Yes.
There was a lot of observing, but that comes down to learning. What have I got here? I don't really like drunk random people that much. But do you know what? This is the exact sort of prejudice we were talking about, being drunk, not liking sober people, and sober people not liking really drunk people. So I like my friends. I'm happy with and okay with my drunk friends, but drunk random who are really loud.
They can be a bit obnoxious.
Yeah,
but mates.
But that's what I would have been like. That would have been me.
Oh, same. Real pest.
Absolute pest. I've just written, I'm proud of what I've achieved and the reach and connections in from my decisions for others. So that's what I was talking about with my friends who reached out. You know what else I love? I love being the dirty driver. I love being really useful. I love my sobriety being really helpful. Like I caught up with a friend down here at the beach and he drove here and I said, why don't you have some big beers? And he's like, yeah, okay. And then he had two and then he was going to have another pot. And I said, have a couple of other pots. I'll drive you home. Like, it's fine. Right. I'll drive your car and I'll just get an Uber so that you can. You're like, okay. So it's nice to feel really useful. I love that. I'm not impulsive or dangerous or reckless anymore. I love that. Everything's a little bit more measured. I look into people's eyes, Breezer, now, like without judgment, and I can see the sadness or if they're band-aiding stuff or I can see their elation and clarity in sobriety because they're not bogged down in their own shit anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I can really see. And I think that's about all. But I guess to wrap it up, I think I wrote this little thing. Where have I written it? Stand by, talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I was going to say to you, which I was going to ask you a question, but I can more of a statement. I find that I'm more curious, and I was always pretty adventurous, but now I'm searching for adventure.
Yes, me as well. Yes,
because you're like, well, I'm not going to go to the pub for 4 hours, so what else can we do?
Yes.
Like hire scooters, hire line bikes. What's on? What fun can we get our hands stuck into?
Yes, I'm exactly the same, and I'm doing this on my overnights at work as well, like going on these missions. Like in Bali before Christmas, I think I might have had a 6-hour window the next day where 6 hours, you're probably not going to go too far. Like you probably go and sit at the pool or whatever. No, I paid for a driver to drive into Ubud, which took about an hour and 45 minutes. I was at this place. It was just incredible. It's called Kretya. It's in the rice paddies and it's got these like different pools that are on different levels, this real funky music. These swings. You've seen those big swings into the rice paddies. I was there for maybe 2 hours and then I had to hot turn and get back to the hotel. I would not normally do that. I'd probably just be feeling hungover, dusty, can't be irked.
On your phone, near the pool.
on my yeah, exactly. And then even when we went to Perth, I was absolutely wrecked. I think it was not 23rd of December. I was absolutely wrecked. Couldn't be bothered. I'm like, no, get to Cottesloe. Went for sunset. Just filling my cup with adventures and sights and stimulation. And I really like who I am and I'm excited for who I'm becoming. And I feel like that is really beaming out of me. And I have a lot of people, and you would be the same, Breezer, and you can see it with people in sobriety. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their skin. You can see how fresh they look. And you can just see, and it's infectious, isn't it?
100%.
Oh, up and about.
Was that your summary?
Yeah.
That was good.
Done.
Oh, have you another one written though? I was going to say that. You wrapped it up beautifully, Maso. I'm still waiting for you to read your other summary, but that was boom. I
think that was it. I could go on and on, but I like me. Yeah. And I love honouring my self-worth because I didn't honour her. I drowned her out. And I feel so sad for little Claire Bear that I
just numbed her.
Numbed her out. Poor little pet. So
she had fun.
She had a great time, but she's making a comeback in a big way, and I'm excited for what the future looks like for me. And I like who I'm becoming.
Even like what Vicar Bull said when we interviewed her, she's just getting started. She's 57, just getting started. I'm like, brilliant,
boom,
brilliant.
Boom, boom, boom. Cheers, Breezer.
Cheers. I'm about to have a little sipsy.
Yeah, have a sip away.
Oh. Well, I hope our listeners have got some inspiration from just our own little journeys because, mate, I just wish everyone would do this. Get off the piss for even 3 months, 4 months, just to give, it doesn't mean you have to be off for the rest of your life, but just to give it a good hard crack of having a solid break.
Yes, just to give your body a spell and just, it's such a handbrake. Can I honestly ask listeners, do you know who you are? Have you spent time?
Who are you, listeners?
Yeah, who am I?
Who are you off the piss?
Yeah.
Have you had that time off?
Yeah, who are you off the piss?
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah. Anyway, that's great. Well done. Good hit out.
Yeah, great hit out, mate. So
love that for us. Well done. Proud of you, mate. Proud of you.
Proud of you. Proud of you too.
It's a phone, fucking with the PH, so we didn't give it F for the call or text. Phone, fucking with the PH. Give it a ring, check it, roll the decks.
I'm going to share a super cute story, and I'm going to say this because I know he doesn't listen to the podcast.
He doesn't. Did you say
I hope not.
Okay. Buckle up. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
So, one of my little dates.
I know this story. I know what you're going to say. Sorry.
Oh God, it's so cute. He said,
hang on, just say that again. So one of your little dates. So one of
my little dates.
Yep.
There you go. What are you going to say?
Oh, I was going to ask, can you disclose his age, or is that staying off the cards? No pressure. No pressure. Don't feel pressured.
I'm just going to let everyone's imagination run a bit wild of how young this guy is. And if you think of the youngest age you can think of, drop it down a few.
That's legal, can we just say?
Yeah, we're in the legal age. It's pretty funny. It's pretty hot and it's gorgeous and it's funny. But he messaged me. He goes, for tomorrow night, baby, he goes, I'm so drunk. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I love you. Doesn't love me. I don't love him either, but it's so cute. I love it so much that he calls a 45-year-old woman baby. I'll give you the hot tip. I'm twice this guy's age. I love
ultimate drunk test. I love you.
But I love you. I love it that he's prefaced it though. I'm so drunk and I don't want to say the wrong thing. Yeah, but I love you. And I love it though. I love his confidence. It's actually really endearing. It's a cracker. It's fun.
When I got that, when I got that message off you,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
screenshotted it and you're
Yeah,
you're like, check this out. I was like, that is classic. Absolute
fun?
classic.
Isn't it fun? And I didn't shut him down and
Oh,
say, no, you
no,
don't.
no.
Like, I'm trying to
Yeah.
go back through the messages. It's funny. So I hope he's not listening. But anyway, he's cute. He'll be right for it. He
Oh,
won't.
yeah. He's Mr. Anonymous, but yeah,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Bit of fun, isn't it? And
love
do you know
that.
what? At the end of the day, everyone just wants to be loved. And no matter where it comes from, if anyone's going to say they love you, just take it. I love
Yep.
you. We love
Take
you.
it. We love you.
Yeah.
Take it on. Wow, that's a brilliant. That's probably my favorite phone fuck up.
Oh,
Because it happened to you and it was like absolute gold for the potty.
I was like, here's some content.
But please, people, especially our friends, don't feel like you can't text us when you're drunk because we're not gonna. It's not all for content, that's for sure. So please, still phone us, still call us, still text us.
Still do it. Throw
We
throw
love
it a few
being
more love
thought of.
yous.
It's time for the recommendation of the week.
Grace,
mate,
I'm just
so
going to rip straight into it. I've just come over the top of you.
fire away.
Only because coming off the back of that conversation that I just had with the little young punk that I've been hooking up with.
I love the word young punk. But go on.
So do I. If you are single and you are on the dating apps, change the age, make it a wide age variety. Just get amongst it and make it worldwide. Just open for business, baby. Just. I'm actually talking
International, baby.
I'm actually talking to another single friend at the moment. Actually, we've got a little WhatsApp chat. We have these chats about all these escapades, and I said, you know, these conversations we have on WhatsApp, they go for 10 minutes. So it's like, welcome to my TED Talk. You know, it's like a little podcast. And we were chatting about what we should call our podcast. And I said, we should call it Open for Business.
I love it.
It's a single ladies chat. But seriously,
Love it.
I did get this idea from Single Life of Us podcast as well, but change the age gap. Change the age. It's great. Like, who cares?
Up and down or just wide?
Down, ideally.
Yeah, get down.
Down.
Get down.
Drop it down. Drop it down. Guys love older chicks. They love it. They're so fun and up and about. And it's hot. Yeah, and also the distance as well. Just throw your distance out there. Like, just you've got to be amongst it. And you're not going to marry these guys. You know, a little bit of an ego hit. If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you've got to be open for business.
Open
Front
business.
doors are open.
Ding, ding,
But
ding.
I do have a podcast I want to share, but what's your reco?
Oh, no.
Carry on.
Share your
Carry
potty.
on. Okay, On Purpose with Jay Shetty. Is he just the
yeah,
Oh my
delight.
goodness.
Yep.
I was listening to this one this morning. It was from Boxing Day. It's Humble the Poet on. It's how to get out of your own way to find love and breaking society's common myths about relationships. Go and get your ears around it immediately. It is so many big power. Oh, so powerful this episode, and just made me go. I'll just give you a little snippet. So Humble's a music artist, poet guy in anyway, he's got a book out as well, but this just a little bit. It says Humble emphasizes the importance of making the relationship you have with yourself the best among all relationships you currently have. Boom.
Love
That's
that.
us. Yes.
That's a
This
ripper.
is this is because knowing your own self-worth will make setting boundaries easier for you and for the people around you. We exchange thoughts on what makes us resilient, why self-respect matters more than self-esteem, and the constant validation we seek from others and what makes love so simple. This is my favorite podcast I've listened to. I'm going to listen to it again. It's incredible. And I'm going to buy the book and I'm going to get all the merch. You'll see me in the T-shirt next.
Brilliant. I can't wait. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see you merched up.
Yeah. What do you got, Rita?
What number episode was it, Maso?
It was 20. It was from the 26th of December.
26th of December. Okay,
Let me
sweet.
see what number it is there. He hasn't got a number. Go to show.
Oh, sometimes
Right.
you gotta do a deep dive.
Deep dive.
While you're finding that, you got it?
Yeah, keep going.
I'll just
and
say,
come
we'll just say
back.
26. I was going to say, while you're finding that, I also have a podcast recommendation.
Oh, I love it.
And this is probably more for me. I'm really trying, and I have been trying for probably 18 months, I'd say, to really lessen my screen time.
Oh, good one.
It's a really,
it's hard for
really-
you because that's your job.
I know. So job is fine. Like obviously it's a tool for me for my work in social media.
Yeah.
But it's the mindless scrolling. that
Ah.
I'm just like, what are you doing, Brianna? Like, what are you doing? Unless it's educational or
Mm.
entertaining, but I don't know. Like I get entertainment out of reading a book or playing with my children. So I don't need to be, going down my phone screen to find entertainment. So I've read books about, getting off your phone. So I've definitely cut back. I've definitely cut back
Well
on my
done.
screen time. But I feel like even sometimes when I just look at my phone and then there'll be an email there or notification. So I'm working towards setting up like only look at your phone 3 times for the day, instead of being a
lovely.
slave to my phone.
Yeah.
But there is an episode, it dropped on Monday, the 16th of January, and it's from The Imperfects.
I knew you were going to say
Yes.
this. I knew it.
So
We need to be their little ambassadors.
I know. Have you listened to it?
No, I saw it's Ryan's, yeah.
So it's titled How and Why Ryan Dumped His iPhone. Brilliant listen. And it just, I don't know, the Johann Hari book that I read, Stolen Focus, that was another reco from The Imperfects, to do with technology. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm so aware of how often I pick up my phone and there's notifications there and then I just get lost in notifications. So I'm really trying to set up my phone in 2023 unless it's for work related or,
fair.
on the phone to a friend.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've done this record already. So January, at the end of January, so every day this month, I have moved my body.
Oh, yes.
So whether that be a
yes.
walk, I've been doing cardio every morning with a friend.
Well
And
done.
on weekends, I actually swam 2K the other day. So
Two goes far. Well done.
So just moving your body because you're going to get to an age at some point in your life where you're not going to be able to use your body, move your body as freely. So do it while you can. Move your body while you can, peeps. Get the endorphins pumping. Doesn't mean you have to go and run a marathon or sweat your tits off or whatever, but just moving your body,
I love
getting your heart rate up, and getting out to the great outdoors.
That's brilliant, Breezer.
And not chasing piss.
I love that, mate. They're great recos. What a great hit out. I didn't realise how much I needed this episode today.
I know, mate. Always
It's a real little it's our real little therapy. We're so lucky.
We are, aren't we?
We would love you all if you could whiz over to wherever you're listening, go and bang 5 stars on our reviews, bang a review up if you treat yourself, share, tell your mates. That's how our podcast grows legs. And, we put ourselves out there every week and it'd be so great if you can put us out there further to the world.
So great.
Yeah,
So
we
great.
really appreciate and love you for that. Thank you.
And thanks to everyone's kind words over the summer break. We had some really beautiful DMs from people that just we got so pumped in we made those. You sent me a couple. I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Like just loved it.
Oh, it was one
Thank
from South Africa, wasn't it?
Yeah, read it out. If you've got it handy,
Yeah.
just read it out anonymously.
Stand by.
It was just beautiful feedback and I just really felt it in my heart.
Yeah, got it right in the in the feels. Now I don't know where it is, guys. I might have to circle back because I don't want to drag this episode out while I'm trying to find it.
Okay, it's tune in next week and you hear the review. Tune in next week, boys and girls. Next week, actually, speaking of next week, while you're still scrambling to find it, what are we on? We are on.
Here we go. I got it while you're looking for that number. Good cover.
I'll throw back to you. Throw back to you while I'm looking.
Breezer and Mato, I have been listening to your potty since May 2022, all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. And I've been off the gas since. Prob's the best decision I've ever made. And I just wanted to say thank you so much. That's in capitals, by the way. Without BFB, Booze for Events, I would never have even considered putting my boozy partying days behind me. I'm so much happy and healthy because of you. Thank you.
Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful is that? So nice.
Down in Africa. Toto. That's unreal. Isn't that beautiful? How'd you go with your numbers?
Beautiful. Well,
Amazing.
numbers are
Incredible.
Great. So,
thank you so much, South Africa.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Just listening, tuning in each week.
Yeah.
We love it.
We love it.
So So today was supposed to be a guest on, but not everything always, falls into line, which is fine. So next week, we're actually doing a frequently asked questions. And so I feel like this is going to be a really good app for people's toolbox, because I really stumbled over these questions initially when people were like, why aren't you drinking?
Yeah.
What do you do for fun? So we are going to give our answers and hopefully spark something within you guys to know that you have that confidence to answer a question without getting bamboozled like I used to. I'd be like, oh, I'm still drinking. Like, oh, that's boring. I'm like, yep.
Love that.
Really owe you the questions. And so, we're jotting down a list of questions that we've been asked. What do you do for fun? I actually love answering that one. But yeah. So get your pen notepad out, peeps. Take some notes.
And if you've had some questions that you've been asked, or you've got your little feedback of what you say, we love you to be involved. So hit us in the DMs or flick us an email at boostfreebants@gmail.com. We always love to have you involved. So thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Thanks,
bye, Teresa. Thanks,
bye. Bye.
This podcast is proudly produced by our audio engineer, music extraordinaire, Eric Ladd.
We love you, Eric.